So we're here at the New York premiere of Justice League Dark at the Directors Guild of America, and thank you for joining us. This is, of course, Matt Ryan, who plays Constantine.
Hi, pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we also got to see you in New York at New York Comic Con, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was really good fun as well. Yeah.
So in this, obviously, we're interested in finding out what exactly does Constantine do when he's making those spells and incantations, okay? Does that actually come from a real language, or is that a made-up language?
Yeah, I mean, when we did the live action show, they were all real spells. We actually had an exorcist who would consult with all the writers to make sure that all the spells were real. Probably why I had so many nightmares. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, they are. It's a funny thing, you know, when we got to those parts in this movie, I was like, okay, here we go again. And I was surprised that I kind of, not that I understood so much, but I kind of could pronounce a lot of them and recognize a lot of them as well. I think they used a lot from, you know, what we used in the live action show, and that was great. I mean, it's a lot to get your mouth around and your head around, so sometimes, you know, you have to do a couple of takes on them, but they were always fun to do.
Did you find yourself waving your arms around like you did in the TV show?
Yeah, I was waving my arms. I was jumping around the place, everything. I almost bought the trench coat as well. I was going to, to get into the physicality of it. I didn't in the end, but it was either that or taking my clothes off, you know.
Who would have had to watch that?
Yeah, well, all the people behind the mixing desk would have had to look at it.
James and Jay?
Yeah, and I couldn't quite put them through that, so I decided to keep my clothes on.
Okay, all right. You've been to the LA premiere already, and you're now at the New York premiere. Which one's better?
Oh, you can't compare the two. It's like say, LA and New York. They're like two different countries in a way, you know, but of the same kind of tone or something. I don't know. I love LA. I love New York. I've lived in New York. I've worked in New York, and I've lived in LA and I've worked in LA, and I love both of the cities. So it's great.
Same passionate fans are here waiting in line to see the screening, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and what's great is it's colder here. So, you know, respect for standing out in the cold, you know?
That's right. So thank you for joining us on ToonBarn. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
I expect the worst, so I prepare for the worst.
What are we going to talk about?
So we're here at the premiere of Justice League Dark, and we're here with Enrico Colantoni.
That's good. That's good.
All right, who plays Felix Faust, of course.
I do.
All right, you're a supervillain.
I am.
How did you get the role of a supervillain?
It's sort of an infamous story right now, but I was at home making breakfast, and my cell phone rings, and it was my agent saying, "Hey, you want to play Felix Faust?" And I said, "Who the hell is Felix Faust?" And he goes, "It's Warner Brothers animated." I go, "Yeah," and I go, "Well, a lot of people watch this stuff." I'll go, "Okay, I'll do it." Sort of a famous story now. I don't want to spread that story too thin, dude.
Don't you think the supervillain should get more credit on like the posters, the trailers, and the boxes?
Well, here's the thing. Now I'm gonna give you an actual serious answer. There's a lot of sorcery going on in this movie. There's a lot of dark magic. Justice League is not equipped to deal with the dark magic. This is serious shit. This is serious stuff. They gotta go to Constantine. Justice League's got to take a back seat. Batman, of course, has to be there because he's Batman. But if not for Constantine, Justice League wouldn't be here right now. They'd be dead, all of them. So I'm just saying. That's why they're not on the poster. That's why Constantine is like, and Zatanna is amazing. I mean, she's really sexy too.
Did you get to work together with any of the other voice actors, or were you by yourself?
No, all by myself. Yeah.
Now, also,
me and my.
When it comes to premieres of these things, do you like New York or LA better?
Oh, you know what? That's not fair. That's not fair at all. No, because you know why? Because the fans are the same. Fans of this type of movie are the same. LA or New York. They're standing outside in the cold, waiting to see this movie, and it's like they don't come from anywhere. They just exist. I don't know where they're from, New York or LA. They just exist, man.
You're going to get to see the movie with a bunch of fans who are the best fans.
I saw it in LA, and they know everything. I mean, they were a little insulting because they're holding on to like past voices, and it's like, easy, buddy. We're very sensitive up here. Okay, we're trying something new here. Got to let go of things. Change is here. Change is happening.
We're looking forward to it coming out on February 7th on DVD and Blu-ray. So thank you for joining us on ToonBarn.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Here's what real magic looks like.
Well, we're at the Directors Guild of America in New York for the Justice League Dark premiere.
Yes, it's great. I'm always excited to premiere my film to everybody.
So this is Jay Oliva, the director of Justice League Dark.
Yes.
All right, so what we want to know is this follows the same timeline as the rest of the Jason O'Mara Batman movies, right?
Yes.
So what references do you make in this movie that tell us that it's part of that same timeline?
You realize that this is the one post Damian, so I think there might be some references to Damian. But Jason and we have almost the same cast of Justice League voice actors. Rosario Dawson is there as Wonder Woman, Jerry O'Connell as Superman. So you can tell that it still fits in the same continuity.
Okay. What really gives it its R rating? The violence?
No. I mean, if I knew it was going to be an R, I would have made it a hard R. But it's from what I had heard, it's because of the tone, because it's a dark tone, and that's why we got the R. But luckily, Killing Joke was a success. So because of that, the studio decided to stand behind us and say like, hey, let's just release it as an R, which is great because I don't know what I would cut out of this to make it less what it is.
Do you remember Assault on Arkham?
Oh yeah.
I actually thought that would have received an R over this.
We were trying to push it. I mean, we were trying to see what we could get away with. But yeah, I think Flashpoint would have got an R. I think now if it was released.
So, if you guys make storyboards, do you ever put jokes in on the storyboards, like make Batman's cowl pink or something like that when you're making the storyboards?
No, because sometimes we might get the animation back and his cowl is pink, and then that costs $20,000-$30,000 to fix. So
really watch those closely.
Yes, they watch those very closely. Yeah.
Where's the animation sent to?
It varies. Sometimes it's sent to. Usually it's to Asia. Sometimes it's all over the world. It depends. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing this in the screening in New York.
Yes.
It's good to see you again, and thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys. Hope you like it. Cool. And pick this up I think it comes out on Tuesday, right?
February 7th.
Yeah, I don't even have this. I got to pick this up. I need to get my Constantine. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Come on, it's a dream team. You, me, Zatanna, Batman, maybe even a Justice League.
We have Phil Bourassa for Justice League Dark. You're the character designer, right?
That's right.
Okay. Are all of the Justice League Dark characters from the comic book in this adaptation on the film?
I assume so. I didn't actually read the comic book, but yeah, I would assume so.
So, from the resources that you have available for the adaptation, where do you get your inspiration for these characters from?
From the comics. I mean, as far as with my job for purposes of making the film, I'm starting with the script. So by the time it gets to me, whatever's been adapted from the comic, the characters that the writers and producers have decided to use have already been figured out. So whether they were in the graphic novel or not is irrelevant. You know what I mean? But as far as the inspiration for the visual look of anything that we adapt from DC, it always starts with the comic books. Yeah.
What do you think about these characters being made into mini characters on the actual box itself? Is it a good adaptation?
This one's pretty cool. Yeah. This one actually looks like the model sheet. It actually looks like the art on the model sheet. So they don't always do that. Yeah.
Do you actually get characters yourself made into figures like these?
I got this one. Okay. Yeah, I got this one. Yeah.
Your desk is full of them.
Well, yeah, they've made various versions of my stuff into figures over the years. Starting with some maquettes on the DC films, and then the Young Justice toys, and then they've made toys based on this line of movies. So I have a few. Yeah, they're cool.
And what do you prefer, New York or LA premieres?
Man, that's a loaded question. I love LA because that's where I'm from, but it's always fun to come to New York, and the New York fans are amazing. So a trip to New York to promote our films is always really enjoyable.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Let's take a walk on the dark side then.
Welcome to ToonBarn. We have James Tucker, producer for Justice League Dark.
That's me. Hello.
Showing the actual box set that you can get on February 7th.
Yes. Yeah, this is a really good one. I love. I mean, how many times do you get a Constantine figure?
That's right. Do you collect these figures?
Well, I get these for comp. So sure, yeah, I have them all. I have a desk somewhere where they're all lined up.
All right. WBDC has released a couple of rated R movies this year, haven't they?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Is that trend going to continue?
It used to be that they would pretty much dismiss it outright. Where I've had other R-rated movies that had to get cut to be PG-13. So now the mood seems to be if it suits the material and it gets an R, they're willing to allow it. If it feels like it needs to be an R, which I think is great. I mean, I think that's a good way to be able to explore a lot of different properties that we just couldn't do a PG-13 version. So.
Where do you get your
LBR? I'll say that right now. No, we're not just switching to grindhouse movies. So,
where do you guys determine that you're going to release another comic book adaptation? And does that come from fan feedback, or do you guys just do what you like to do, or how did it happen with Justice League Dark?
Well, I mean, we liked the title basically, and we knew we had to do a Justice League movie, because the last one was a Batman specific, and we try to alternate between Batman specific movies, even though he's in Dark, and Justice League specific movies. So we realized, well, Justice League Dark kind of encompasses the best of both franchises. So we knew we wanted the character, we wanted the title. The comic itself is a little different than what our movie is. But it was Justice League and it was Dark, so our bosses like those combinations. So.
And which premieres do you like better, New York or LA?
They're very different. I think they're different. I won't say I like one. I will say New York audiences are better, or more responsive. I guess better is a different is a judgment call, but I love showing stuff in New York. Because if people like it in New York, it's good. You don't always know it's good if people like it in LA. So,
well, we're about to see the screener here, and you're going to know.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll be at the bar.
Well, thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you.